Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you and tell you exactly where a lot of business owners make the biggest mistakes in their business, and it's the difference between a business succeeding and a business shutting its doors in just a matter of weeks or months. But first of all, I need to tidy my shirt up. It's looking a little bit messy. And second of all, I apologize for not sitting on my balcony, but it's raining and it's cold. And for those of you that know me, know I don't like to get cold. So I'm doing this inside today. Anyway, we're going to talk today about operations of your business. So very recently, I went to go see a client of mine in Peru. It was actually my first time in Peru, in Lima, and what a stunning, stunning, stunning city. I literally fell in love. But when I was sitting there talking to the owner of this bar, so I met this guy. He reached out to me, he needed some help in his business. He owned a Pisco Sour bar literally right in the heart of downtown Lima. And you'll see everything in the article. There'll be a link everywhere. You'll be able to get to everything for you to find it through the videos, through the articles, videos, you name it, you can find everything you need to find. When I went to see him, here's what's really interesting, was that he had a really beautiful business and he had a really beautiful product. However, the beautiful business and the beautiful product was being let down by the operations of the business. Now, what do I mean by operations? Well, very simply, it's the way in which your business operates. And it sounds pretty straightforward, right? It's how you do things on a day-to-day to achieve what you want to achieve in your business. So it's how you deliver the Pisco Sour. It's how you set up the business. It's how you run the business. It's all those different things. Often, a lot of problems that business owners have is the fact that they're unable to separate themselves from their business and view it as a business and view it from that like overhead perspective, kind of like that 50,000 foot view, right? You know, where you're looking down on it and look at it and say, okay, well, this is what I want to do here and that's what I want to do there. And then to be able to zoom right in to the real granular details and go, well, okay, I have to do this bit to make that big stuff happen. So he produced a great drink, a great product, right? It was a great drink. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a huge Pisco Sour person, but it was a great Pisco Sour, right? It was very, very, very good. The problem that most businesses have, and I'm going to talk now in more generalistic terms rather than his specific business. So maybe some of the things that I say here may really resonate with you, and you can also look into your business to see whether this is happening to you too. And I apologize, I don't know why my shirt is doing this. I think my microphone is pulling my shirt down. Not much I can do about it. So every business that I deal with, and I'm dealing with more and more and more businesses now in South America. Why? Very, very, very simple. Most businesses in South America haven't got a clue what they're doing. They just haven't. They don't even have the basics right. So now, working with these businesses and showing them how to really take this information that I have to implement in their business, people are seeing huge results because, like I said but just a second ago, most businesses in South America are not even doing this. You know what? Forget most businesses in South America. Most businesses in general aren't even doing this. So what am I talking about? Well, let's get into it now. We're going to look at the operational side of your business. And the problem that most people have in their business is that when we run a business, and especially as the business becomes bigger and has been around for a longer period of time, it becomes multifaceted. There are many things that you have to do inside of your business. You know, you have to deal with staff, you have to deal with product, services, customers, overheads, bills, problems, good things, But do you know what I mean? It's like there's so much stuff that you have to do. And it's like, how do you expect to get any of this right? And let's be honest about it, what makes it even more difficult on top of that is the fact that you also have a life to run as well. So not only do you have a business that you need to run, but you have a life that you need to run. And let's be honest about it, life's not easy as it is. And nor is running a business. So you put the two of them together. Look, it's not easy. It's not easy. And that's often why people reach out for guidance, for help. You know, and I've done it too, right? I don't sit here and say, oh, I know everything, because you'd be an idiot if that's how you thought, right? But I do look at it and say to myself, what can I improve? What can I do better? How can I learn from another client to either improve my business, or what can I take from what we've learned together and implement in other people's businesses? So the truth of the matter is that you have to look at the day-to-day running of things, your operations, the systems that you have in place, the processes that you have in place. And I'm not going to get too deep into systems and processes, because that's a video, they're different videos in themselves. But what I will say is that the systems and the processes that you have are what actually operate your business. And often when I work with businesses, one of the very first things I do is I look to see what systems and processes are in place and what gaps or holes are in them. So you might be saying, what the hell's a system? What the hell's a process? Well, a system is a structured way in which you do things. And kind of the process is the same way. You know, you do something a certain way and you get a result at the end of it. I always like to liken systems and processes to recipes. You know, think about it. If you go to bake a loaf of bread, but you don't follow the steps correctly, or you miss a key part of the ingredients, or even just one of the part of the ingredients, you're not going to get a loaf of bread, right? You might get like a flat bread, right? Because it's not risen, because you've not put the yeast in. Or, by the way, that's pretty impressive for me. I'm guessing that bread has yeast in. I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know how to bake a loaf of bread. But the point is that there is a system to making bread, right? You've got to get, I apologize if my recipe is not right here for baking bread. Never baked bread before. But let's say we need flour, we need water, we need salt, we need yeast. Let's just say we need those things right there. But if I miss out the salt, well then all of a sudden the bread doesn't taste right. And if I put the salt in and miss out the yeast, well then the bread's not going to rise. And if I put everything else in and I forget the flour, then forget it, I'm not going to get anything, right? Well, it's the same thing in your business. It's identical in your business. Whatever you do, whatever outcome you're looking for, there is a process, there is an operation to make sure that every single thing happens to get that outcome. And if you do all these and then miss a bunch of steps and go for it, guess what? You're going to get a different outcome. And this is why a lot of businesses have so many problems, is they don't have a structured system or a process in place to make sure that the same outcome happens every single time, right? Think about it. Here's a great example. Think about a business that you've been to, and we've all done it, right? Think about a business that we've been to that one minute it was great, and you're like, oh, this was amazing. It was maybe it was an amazing restaurant. Oh, it was an amazing restaurant. And you tell everyone about it. Oh my God, it's great. And then you take them there, and then what happens? It's crap. And you're like, are you kidding me? I've just really pumped this place up and told everybody how amazing it is. And then I go take them there, and it's crap. The service is bad, the food's bad. Here's why. Because the system or the process that you have in place is not effective enough. Or you don't even have a system and process in place. And yet you expect somebody to turn out the perfect product when they don't have the recipe for that product. Does that make sense? Think about that, right? Think about these business owners that are out there that just let the staff do what they need to do. And then the staff make a mistake, The business owner gets pissed off, it's cost money, and maybe the member of staff loses their job. But the truth of the matter is, it's not the staff's fault. It's the owner's fault by not giving them the recipe for success to get that outcome. So the operations of your business are so crucially important that it's everything. You know, let's pull this back now to the Pisco Sour bar. If you want to create the most perfect Pisco Sour, then you have to make sure that every piece of ingredients is exact. It's a bit like, there's nothing worse than when you go to get a specific cocktail in a bar, and it's a beautiful cocktail, and then you go back the next night and the cocktail's different. And it's different because a different person's made it. But if we found out what that absolute recipe was, that step-by-step process to deliver the perfect Pisco Sour, and all you have to do then is hand that to every member of staff. Check them, train them, test it, and then if it's right, guess what? You now have the recipe for a perfect Pisco Sour. And you can do this with every area of your business. If you want the best customer service, then you have to put a recipe, a system, a process in place to deliver the most perfect customer service. And then you have to teach that, you have to train that. You don't just go, well, this is what you do. You go step 1, step 2, step 3, off you go. No. You give it, here's step 1, here's step 2, here's step 3. Now show me how that's done. And then you sit there and you watch your staff do it. If your staff do it wrong, don't shout to them, don't worry. You retrain. Okay, this is exactly how you do it. Step 1, I want to be delivered just like this. Step 2 is going to be delivered just like this. The same as step 3, step 4, step 5, all the way through the process. And that way, you'll guarantee that every single thing that happens in your business will happen perfect every single time. The reason that most people have problems in their business is because their business has holes in it. And the holes in their business are caused by the lack of systems and processes inside of their business. So think about it this way, and my father used to liken this to me when I was a kid. He used to say, Ian, he's like, imagine a business is like a bucket. And the bucket has all of these different holes in. And the holes symbolize problems inside of your business. The problem that most business owners have is this. They'll see a hole and they'll get a piece of, anything around here? They'll get a piece of paper and they'll go, and they'll stick that piece of paper on the hole, right? They'll just put a Band-Aid on it. And then what happens? They put more water in the bucket. The water in the bucket rises. The pressure becomes greater on that. Well, that just goes to show how good it was, right? The pressure rises on that Band-Aid that you placed on, and then what happens? Poof, it blows off. And it blows off because the system or the process is not strong enough. If you ever want to know where your, let me think of a better way of rephrasing this. If you want to know where the problems in your business lie, and where the lack of systems and processes lie in your business, that's what I'm trying to say, it's really easy to see. All you have to do is see where the mistakes are happening in your business. Wherever the mistakes are happening is where the systems and the processes are not strong enough and the whole business is falling down because of it. The problem that business owners have is they don't sit there and go, where are these problems? Have I fixed it properly? Or have I taken a Band-Aid and gone and stuck it on up until a point where the pressure in the business is so great that it blows the Band-Aid off and you've got to try and fix the problem again. Look, if you take your time right now and you actually fix the problems in your businesses right now, you don't have to worry about fixing them down the road. Because when you bring a member of staff in or when something changes, you just give them that process, that system, that recipe for the way in which things are done correctly. And as the business grows, we have to slightly tweak and shift. I always say this, we have to shift and shape and tweak and move and mold to exactly what happens, because what is right today might not be right in a year's time, might not be right in a week's time. And it's by us being consciously aware and paying attention that we can look at it and say, that's exactly where the problem lies. You know, whatever area in your business you are having problems, I'm telling you right now, it is due to the lack of system or process that you have in place to make sure that it doesn't happen again. I see this all the time with business owners coming to me going, well, this problem always happens in my business. And I'm like, are you kidding me? If it always happens, then just figure out the right way to fix it. Don't just give it a Band-Aid. Don't do that. The more Band-Aids you give your business, the more you're saying to your business, I don't care. The more you don't care about your business, the more the universe says he doesn't care, we'll take the business off him or her, right? Look, you know, based off the videos that I do, that I'm one of these people that care, right? I actually do genuinely give a shit. And a lot of people out there don't. They do it just for the money. I don't do it just for the money. I do it because I genuinely care. Nothing is more powerful, nothing is greater to me than seeing a business owner succeed, seeing the business become more stable, become more profitable, become more successful. That is like my biggest passion. I love it. I love that turnaround that businesses and business owners have. It is a tremendously, phenomenally impactful experience for me, and it's actually worth way more than whatever money I get paid for it. Anyway, we'll leave the video there. We've got into it a little bit. If you are struggling with operations in your business right now, go ahead in the comments and actually let me know what problems you're having, and I'll go ahead and I'll probably answer it for you. I won't probably answer it for you. I will answer it for you, right? And if it's a really good question, I'm going to even do a video on it for you as well. So thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Please feel free to go ahead and share the content, pass it around, like it, do this, do that, do whatever else you need to do. But help me spread the word. And if you've got any questions, then reach out to me. Reach out to me on my email address. It's very simple, ian@ianhoughton.com. You don't get any more simple than that. If there's any content you would like me to cover for you, if you would like me to do a video on something or you need help on something, reach out to me and I'll go ahead and do that video for you. Anyway, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you found this video interesting, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one soon. Thank you and have a good day.